Cleo and I are going to tell you about the Bible handout. Say hello to your fans, Cleo. Who's pretty? Yes, you are. You're pretty. Okay, so I got up at, I'll say 4. Left the house at about 6:30. Got to the basically the transportation was completely messed up. I got to work half an hour before I was supposed to start. I try to get at least an hour ahead because, things happen with the bus. And something did happen with the bus. But I had 10 pounds of chicken leg quarters that were going to go bad. And I knew I'd be too tired to cook it when I got home tonight. So I had to get it going before I left. I have 2 crock pots, a large one you could fit Cleo in, and a small one. And I was able to get most of the chicken in the one crock pot, and I just did like lemon, garlic, onion, black pepper, a little red pepper, some chicken broth, apple cider vinegar, and garlic. But that took a while to get it prepped, and I was running late, so. But I ran out of the house. I have a list here. I had 21 invitation New Testaments, 5 whole Bibles, and 22 Spanish New Testaments. I also had 2 additional Bibles in my tote bag. I consider them like, how you have like the law enforcement guy has his primary gun and then he has the gun in his ankle. Well, those are like my ankle Bibles. So I always carry a few extra because, people know I have Bibles and they'll come up and say randomly, hey, can I have a Bible? Well, I want to be able to provide one. So I always have extras. So, long story short, too late. If you ever saw the movie Clue, I handed out 46 today. And some of it I can't talk about, but most of it I did at Imperial Valley and Greens Road. I didn't wear the safety vest. I had the new sign, the one that says "God loves you," free Bibles. I haven't had a speck of trouble from the gangs. Since I started doing that, I'm very surprised. Because they were downright hostile a year or so ago, but awesome, So, and I was thinking, I really enjoy getting a treat to celebrate after the handout. I'm a big fan of the greasy taco truck, that kind of thing. And in that vein, there's a Central American street food called pupusas. And I love them. And they're just so delicious. It's hard to describe. But I've always had that thing with ethnic food. You don't really want to know what's in it. But this is literally like a masa cornmeal, beans, and cheese is what I ate. It was very good. And there was some kind of condiment on the side. It was like fermented, but spicy. It was good. I liked it. So. And the sauce was not hot at all, which I thought was interesting. So I got 3 of them. It was delicious. After, I decided I was going to take myself out. And there was something a little sad about sitting in the restaurant by myself. But it wasn't a fancy restaurant. And I was one of the only people there. I hope this place stays open. They're good. And I did leave them a good review on Google. But it was good. I was happy. I felt like I celebrated because, people could get saved out of this. And that's important. And I'm just a step on the road. They come along one day, they see me, I've got a Bible, they're having a hard time. They say, sure, I'll take it. They take it home, they read it, God works on them, they get saved. I'm like incremental in that. So, I, but I had some fun people. The recipients were more amused than anything. I thought that was interesting. This was like the going home from work on a Friday night crowd. It's about 4:30 to 6 I was working. And they just smiled at me a lot and waved, and some of them made a big point of ignoring me and just kind of looking straight ahead. I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. Looking a little panicked, for lack of a better word. Some people, it's very interesting. DeSoto and Antoine or Greenspoint is the same thing. They approach the light, they see me, and they stop like half a block away. They don't want me anywhere near their car. And that's their car. So, I respect that. And I am careful when I'm walking around not to get too close to the vehicle unless they're indicating they want a Bible. Or actively like waving me over. And the one thing I don't like about Imperial Valley and Greens Road, the sidewalk is the median is fairly rough. I mean, there's no like chuck holes, but it's very uneven, and I have to be very careful with my footing. I prefer DeSoto. DeSoto is much more level. But I'm gonna go where he sends me, and it wasn't too hot. That was nice, and but I'm glad I went, but I am beat. So that is it.